Hello everybody and welcome back to Rebellious Menstruation and this week's crazy period story or bloody tale. I've waited a little bit, obviously over a week, 2 weeks I think it's been, before doing this video, as I was kind of watching it flaming across my social feeds. So, 2 male German entrepreneurs created the Pinky Glove. Pink plastic gloves intended to literally put on, remove your tampon, wrap it up and dispose of it. I am probably going to butcher their names and I apologize. Eugene Ramkulov and Andre Ritterswarden presented this product on the Lion's Den, which is kind of the German version of Shark Tank, or Shark Tank style show, where Ralph Dummel invested £30,000 in this product. As validly pointed out by Kathy Ngo, the same investors failed to back a project for washable high-quality period underwear by Berlin female entrepreneurs. The same year, it was called the Ouya. I will also link their website down below so you can have a look at that. So this kind of follows a trend in decreasing support for women-led startups. Kathy Ngo's article contains all the stats for that. However, that conversation, which has been like the lack of investors for female-led companies and products, has come up during this Pinky glove fiasco, but I'm not wholly going to address that here, but I will link Kathy's article down below, or post down below, so you can have a look. However, back to the Pinky Glove. Allegedly, the idea for this glove came from the founders living with women in like a share house and finding essentially tampons in the rubbish bin. And they were so offended by this that they decided that there was no good solution to the disposal of tampons. Well, that is the solution everywhere, is to put them in a rubbish bin. In Australia, in our bathrooms, we have, I think I've spoken about this before, but every female bathroom I have ever been in one has a essentially sanitary disposal unit and at least one stall. And most bathrooms I've been in, they've been in multiple stalls, up to like every stall in the bathroom. So in actual fact, I have never ever been to a bathroom in Australia where a public bathroom where there wasn't, even in an office block, like if I worked in an office, been working in offices, they always have a sanitary disposal unit in the bathroom and in the toilet stall with you. So they found that the disposal in a rubbish bin was offensive, in the bathroom rubbish bin as well. So they wanted a good solution for the disposal of tampons and wanted to provide a safe and stylish solution. Of course, this just highlighted their own ignorance of period blood and the practicality of tampon usage and disposal. And by creating this product, highlighted the shame, stigma and taboos that are usually associated with periods, and that women's body and genitalia are inherently dirty and unclean. Idiots. But let's address the glove. It is literally an ill-fitting plastic disposable glove. After all of the reusable options that we have been fighting for, a disposable pink plastic glove is literally what we don't want. You can also literally buy better fitting gloves from a supermarket. I've got this example here. This is actually the original packaging it came in. It did come with the brand covering, but the brand covered all of this. So when you took off this kind of bit to get access to it, where you'd pull out the gloves, the whole thing kind of came off. And that's actually okay because I didn't need the brand name on here. This contains 20 gloves and was like $3.50. And these come in multiple colors. So these come in white and pink and black, I think. So there's also a company called Night Trial Ultra Soft Pink Gloves if you're really that dedicated to the color. And they're far, far cheaper. Menstrual blood is not diseased or dangerous, and there are no issues requiring gloves to touch or to handle it. Female genitalia is not disgusting. So they saw these discarded tampons in a shared toilet bin in the bathroom. And by their own thought, so this is the origin story that they tell. And obviously this is where their brains went. And also, my kind of flip side of this is, what people are they marketing it to? So included in the variety of menstrual products is an applicator and non-applicator tampons. The preference being between the two is the amount of stigma and taboo related to menstruation. So in the US they use applicator tampons, which would figure in to the far more puritanical values of America historically than, say, in Germany, where these guys are from, where their non-applicator tampons are predominantly used. It's the same in Australia. Non-applicator tampons are predominantly used because we do not have an issue with using that. We do not have as much offence of putting in and out tampons as obviously America does. And that's a lot of a cultural thing. So this is not shaming Americans either. It's just a cultural development that's happened. And so Germany, much like Australia, doesn't use applicator tampons. So consumer feedback in Germany indicates that the average German woman is able to interact intimately with her own body during menstruation without issue or requirement of a pink glove. Pinky gloves are also expensive. They're approximately 30 cents each, whereas a tampon or a single tampon is about 14 to 16 cents depending on what you got. So this glove is over half the cost. So again, just for a plastic glove. While this product, offence, gross and manipulatively gaslighting, is 100% unnecessary and obviously have had swift and accurate clapbacks for that. A few posts I've noticed have marked up blueies for men to use while urinating or in any way touching their genitalia, to pink tongs to be used to place the gloves in the bin. The glove itself is an exceptionally poorly just constructed glove as well. Like the box dye kit cellophane gloves, you know, if you've ever used a box dye, you get these kind of really awful gloves with them and they don't fit, and that's actually why I have these gloves, is hair dye, because the gloves that come with it are like twice the size of your hand and they sit out here, and this is what these pinky gloves look like. So they are bulky and big and they reduce dexterity. If you wanted to use these gloves, they would actually be completely unfit for purpose anyway. So I don't know how they've tested these gloves, because they would be far more inconvenient to use while removing a tampon than just using your hands. So yeah, they don't look very functional. And why would anyone think that this is marketable? But I've noticed that I have done a PSA on this channel about moderating comments on my channel, and I have deleted and been deleting comments about period products being disgusting and single-use disposables being better and more hygienic to throw them away because menstrual blood is dirty and gross. This is stuff that's literally been commented on my videos. And while I delete these comments, I also delete comments about how applicators are necessary so you don't have to touch blood or touch your vulva, and how menstrual cup marketing is lying and being manipulative about cost and comfortability, and how essentially disposable tampons are so much better. So this is from people watching my channel and watching my videos and commenting this stuff. So there is still this stigma associated with period and period blood that is still ongoing. These gloves are contributing to this stigma. While these creators have been called out for their blatant misogyny and ridiculous product, female genitalia and bodily functions such as periods, FYI, while I've used gendered language at certain points in this video, please bear in mind that not all menstruators are women and not all women menstruate. So again, bodily functions such as periods and female genitalia are still seen as offensive and gross even by the owners of them. However, it's as if none of these men actually consulted anyone who menstruates ever, but just got offended by seeing a flatmate's tampon in an actual waste receptacle. And within all of this backlash, the creators have deleted all of their posts on Instagram, and up on their page was a news, like essentially the only post on their page now is a statement, and this statement reads, "We are never going to stop with pinky gloves. We weren't planning on discrediting anyone or tabooing a natural process at any point. The development of our product and communication with it was not thought out. People make mistakes, and you have to deal with mistakes, you have to learn from them, and you should also be given the chance to work on mistakes. Together with Ralph, we have decided that the pinky glove will be removed from the market and have taken all necessary measures accordingly. We will stop all shopping and distribution activities. We apologize to anyone whose feelings and emotions have been hurt. We can relate that a lot of people are upset by this. We still welcome the fact that an important debate has begun, where the factual and constructive debate culture will hopefully win the upper hand again. While what's very affecting us sustainably is the fact that we are facing a severe wave of hate, bullying and threats of violence, up to death threats. We are being attacked and scolded on the open road. We took the criticism to heart and understood it. We can't take it anymore, and we're done with our forces. Please stop attacking and threatening us, our families and our business. Eugene and Andre." While some media have stated that they have closed their company, this is not the case in this statement. They have also stated that they are proud they started a conversation about period products, obviously ignoring the decades of work by activists around the world. In fact, tampons luxury taxes are still being fought, and however, small victories have come along, such as period products now being free and available in Scottish schools. Obviously, they literally did zero research at all, or even seem to have spoken to any menstruators. The owners, in their statement, in the statement that I just read, have stated that they and their families have been receiving death threats, which is obviously completely and utterly unacceptable. But I always find that there is always an issue when criticism of a product is hot. I don't read German, I don't speak German, and I obviously have been reading the English translations of nearly all of these things, so I can't validate whether they have been receiving death threats or not. But stating that you have been bullied when receiving totally valid criticism is actually not an adequate response. The gloves here are available in packs, so these gloves here are available for about $3.50 in packs of I think 20, and they were selling 48 for over $20, and of course in ridiculously pink colours. Menstruators want free and accessible period products without the stigma or shame associated with this. They do not want pink gloves with a pink tax and an additional product on top of the ones that they already have to have. They don't want to be made to feel shame or uncomfortable by cishet men who don't want to have to see any tampons in rubbish bins. They do not need to be shamed by people who claim that this was a reasonable solution for a product. While I don't think that the criticism of them being men is valid, because at the end of the day, a valid and useful product is valid and useful irrelevant of who creates it. However, criticism regarding them being men is because they essentially, the problem is that they saw period products in a bin. So they created a solution for them never having to see it. This is not a problem for women. This is not a problem for the people who menstruate. This is not a problem for removing a product, putting it in the bin and washing your hands. This is not a problem for anyone but these men who were embarrassed and ashamed about a bodily function. So the problem is actually not one for menstruators, and the solution has been critically panned, and these guys are offended that they have been critically panned for an idea and a product that's actually not relevant and not useful. So to claim that this is a reasonable solution in their experience, and then to respond to valid criticism as them simply not being aware of those, that it wasn't a problem, is actually what is wrong with the product. So their ignorance and then their offense at being criticized for their product or bullied for their product, they only feel that they're being bullied because they didn't do any market research. They didn't speak to menstruators, and they threw this product out there and went, oh no, why are people criticizing what we're doing? Because you're the only ones offended by somebody putting a tampon in a bin. It's actually where it's meant to go. And, you know, they've obviously never been anywhere near a female bathroom. Their origin stories that they shared with the women, and this is how they found out about this. But possibly in any other circumstances, they wouldn't be in a public bathroom with women, and therefore wouldn't know that that's where women put their products. But that goes back to my original point. It's kind of a bit circular at this point, is that their ignorance is not an excuse to come up with this product and then try and sell it. So they've also then, of course, tried to take responsibility for creating this conversation and providing attention to this issue. And again, as I've mentioned, they're ignoring all of the advocates that have been working for years and years and years on menstrual advocacy and against the stigma, and for products being available in schools, and for the end of luxury period taxes. So, also known as, ironically enough, the pink tax. Also, by creating it in a pink colour, they're essentially further stigmatising this product for people who don't identify as women. And not every woman runs around wanting to wear pink. Not every woman. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with liking pink, but it doesn't mean that the presumption is that all menstruators are women, and all menstruators who are women love pink. It's just, everything about this is insulting. So it's kind of, this whole concept is ridiculous. The defense of it is ridiculous. Their accusations that people have been bullying them are ridiculous. Valid criticism is valid. Please support Ola if you can. Make up for them being failed by the Lion's Den. Thanks for watching. The links, of course, will be down in the description box below. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening, depending, of course, where you are in the day. And I will catch up with you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.